Hey, it's Jason Creel. I want to share with you a story that I remember from my second year in the lawn business that a day that just didn't go right, and see if you guys might share some of your stories with me in the comments. So anyway, my business had started to grow in the second year, and I got to the point where I had to hire some people, and I had some friends that needed some work, so I hired a couple of my friends. And I remember this one particular day, and I hope that I believe this all happened in the same day, but I'm not quite sure. We mowed this one big commercial property that, and at the time, if I remember correctly, I had two lawn mowers. You know, a bagging 42-inch Walker mower, and then a one zero-turn mower, mulching, set up for mulching. And so we had three people. And so we got this big property that we had done all the trimming on and everything, basically always waiting on is one guy to finish cutting the grass, but it was going to take him a while because it's a big field. So I said, hey, you know what, why don't me and the other guy, we'll go cut this other property right down the road, we'll come back. By the time we get it done, we'll come back, you should be basically done with this and we can all move on. Trying to be efficient, moving on, that kind of thing. So we leave and go cut the other property, come back, and I pull up and I'm like, man, what has he been doing? It doesn't look like he's done anything, And I go over and he's like, I'm trying to remember this correctly, but anyway, there was a big drainage, I don't know what you call it. It's like one of these big graded things, but it had like a big ditch that goes down into. I think somehow he had gotten the mower, I don't know if he was just trying to get too close, whatever. Drove the thing down in the drainage hole and got it stuck. And I can't remember when we pulled up, if we had to help him get it out or if it had just taken him a long time to get it out. And, and so now he was just now getting back going. So I'm like a little bit frustrated, like, okay, whatever, that stuff happens. It's not the end of the world. So we're waiting on him to finish, and when he got finished, it's toward the end of the day, and he goes to pull the mower up on the trailer, the utility trailer, and whatever. I guess we're all rattled the other day, not been the best day, and he left the blades on as he pulled up on the trailer, and I guess he forgot to raise the deck too. So not only are the blades on, but the deck's lowered, and so as he comes up to the top of the ramp on the trailer, the blades hit the hinges on the drop tailgate. Of course, at that point, he realized what he's done, and it didn't break anything. I maybe took a chip out of the metal there on the hinge, but what happened was because those blades are spinning, so fast, and it just torqued them down so tight at that point. But I was like, it didn't break my mower. It's my second year in the business. I just don't want to break anything. It didn't break it. So I'm like, well, that's good. Well, I'm thinking my blades are probably dull. We've basically mulched up my trailer gate, and so I'm sure that took a little of the edge off the blade. So I get home, I don't remember if that day or another day, but it's time, I'm gonna change the blades. Okay, we need to change. Well, I can't get the blade off. So what happened, like I said, it had just, those blades spinning and hit that and just torqued it down so tight. And I can't get it off. And I'm not talking about with an impact gun, I can't get it off. Usually if I can't do that, I've got this breaker bar and I'll put a pipe on the end of that and I'll, be pushing it with my legs and get whatever. I can't get the thing off. And I unfortunately get easily frustrated in those times. So ended up, I don't know what to do. I'm like, well, this blade's terribly dull. I can't get it off. So I ended up driving it, taking the mower to a place that takes off, it changes tires on 18-wheelers, So you talk about a serious, I thought I had an impact gun, man. He pulled out an impact gun. I think he called it like Big Red or Old Red or something, He's like, oh yeah, he said, we'll help you out. He said, when I put Big Red on there, he's like, that blade's either gonna come off or something's gonna break. And I'm like, hey, whatever you got to do, man. And I think he got a blowtorch out, heated that thing up, and he put Big Red on there, Old Red, Big Red, whatever it was, and and boom, it came off, you know, and it didn't break anything, and those guys didn't charge me a dime and whatever. Lesson learned. I fast forward, I think it's the same summer, different day, thankfully. We were, if you ever had customers, sometimes, you know, they landscaper types, they want to plant a bunch of little trees. I'm like, I wish you'd have spent like $10 more and got a bigger tree, but sometimes they want to get a tree this big and watch it grow up over years and that sort of thing. And so they plant this little dinky tree in the middle of their yard with no border around it, no mulch, no pine. So it's like grass growing around it, and you feel like, well, I mean, I've got to trim around that. I can't just let the weeds grow up and choke it out. And so I was at this house here and had one of my employees, and he's got the string trimmer in his hand. And you know, we had dealt with this tree, and you just go real easy. Matter of fact, I think it had, maybe it had a few bricks around it, but anyway, you're trying to get close. The bricks did not give you much room around the tree. So, you know, I was used to trimming on that tree, and you just go real easy and, you know, don't do anything crazy. Well, anyway, I can't remember if I was on the mower or blower or what, something, you know, but I'm sitting there witnessing my employee at the time, and he's a friend of mine, so you know, looking back, it's sort of funny, but, and actually I knew the customer pretty well, so we didn't get fired after this. But anyway, this little bitty magnolia tree that he's been growing, you know, for who knows how long, and it's only this tall still, and I knew it was important to the customer. Well, anyway, he's got the string trimmer just pedal to the metal, wound up, all, you know, I'm like, you know, that thing's got a half throttle on it. I'm sitting there watching this. I mean, I'm sitting there watching from a distance thinking, what am I witnessing here? And he's got that thing just slammed to the ground and trying to just ease his string trimmer up to this little dinky tree. And I'm thinking, no, this is not good. This is not a good situation, what I'm witnessing right here. And sure enough, what happened, he just floored it, gets it too close, and it just snaps that tree and just goes crazy on that tree. And the string gets hung up in it, and bye-bye, you know, magnolia tree. And I was like, man, what are you doing? You know that thing's got a half throttle on it. You don't have to just floor it every time. I mean, you know, and I don't know. He just wasn't thinking or whatever. But stuff like that happens. I guess is the point of this video. The point is just to tell you some stories, get you to share your stories. But stuff happens. It's not the end of the world. Don't overreact. Don't hide it from the customer. Go talk to it, face it, you know, and just say, hey, you know what, this is what happened. Even if you're the owner, you can take the blame if you have to. Just say, hey, we'll buy you a new tree, whatever we need to do. But sometimes that happens. It happens more when you have employees. It's part of the lawn business. Don't let it get you down. You just have to go make money on the good days to make up for the bad days. Tell me your stories if you got them in the comments. Thanks.